as he died, they loved him. They're like, you killed off one of my favorite characters. It's like he suddenly became their favorite character. It was good. I started getting a lot of convention invites when he died, too.
I wonder why that didn't work.
Hey, you played that one character who died. You want to come over?
Yeah, you're Hughes? Oh, my God, I cried when he died. Hey, you're coming to my convention.
We know the voice actor's not busy anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not doing it anymore.
The character died.
A lot of my characters die. Like Krillin died 4 times.
I was going to say, Krillin had bad luck.
Hughes died. The Toonami Tom died.
Oh.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, tons of characters. Now, Usopp hasn't died.
Yet.
But you,
oh my God.
It's a long-going series.
You think he would have died
You know Yasha's for pirates.
You would think.
I've got to say, give Usopp a lot of credit. He can take a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
See, killing characters like getting them out of the way because you can't draw them anymore. That's how they kill off characters.
I think they also kill off characters to make you more interested in it. You know, you kill a major character like Hughes or something, Major Hughes, and you know, a character that people really like, and you know, he's like almost the comic relief of the show. And then you just kill him off in the first season, and then suddenly you're like, you cause a buzz. Like, what? Well, why did they do that? You know, so that makes you more interested, even if you're hating it. You're like, oh, why did they do that? I'm gonna watch to find out why they did that.
Makes me wish Aerith had killed Sephiroth instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
I like it more, huh?
That would be great. Just turn around.
And welcome. I'm Sonny Strait. I play Krillin on Dragon Ball Z, Hughes on Full Metal Alchemist, Usopp on One Piece, Kyuzo on Samurai 7, the original Toonami Tom.
So you work for Funimation then?
No, I don't know anything about them. Yeah, primarily Funimation. When I was Toonami Robot, that was the Cartoon Network. And I did some work. Well, I'm also a comic book artist. And I studied under a comic book master named Wendy Peeney, who created a series called ElfQuest. And when I worked for her, I was her apprentice. So I went to California and worked for her for a year. And while I was there, I was flying back and forth to Dallas to record Dragon Ball Z. But I thought, well, I might as well audition for an anime in town. And ended up getting like 4 parts on a show called I'm Gonna Be an Angel. It was by a company called Digital Manga, who produces... mostly they're known for New Type magazine. Yeah, primarily Funimation, though. I've actually been doing a lot of video games lately, too, so some Twisted Pixel is the main company I've worked for now. There's a game called Splosion Man.
That sounds fun.
I play the lead character, Splosion Man, and he makes all kinds of weird noises. He is so... Even when he's running, he just has his arms out and he's going... And he propels himself by exploding. And he, like, will grab people, you know, and if he explodes while grabbing them, they turn into meat cutlets.
Yum.
Is this a Wii game? Because it sounds like a Wii.
I don't think it's a Wii game, no. I think it's an Xbox game.
Aww.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. Because I only play PC games myself. But you can check it out on YouTube and see a lot of the video from it. It was fun. It was actually nominated for Game of the Year by Spike TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I get a lot of nominations for stuff. Like my book We Shadows was nominated for Best Graphic Novel by the American Library Association. Didn't prevent Tokyo Pop from not printing my second book. That's another thing. That's the bad thing about working for publishers, because you never know what's going to happen. They paid me to do issue 1, book 1. It did really well. They paid me to do book 2, and I finished it. And then they said, we don't have enough money to print now. It's like, oh! So it's been sitting, gathering dust in the computer for 2 years now, you know.
Do they have the rights to that, or can you...
Well, that's the problem, because I signed a contract that I share rights with them. We're 50-50. So unless they're willing to give it up, they still own half the rights to it, and they own all the printing rights to it. So it's just sitting there until they decide something. And they keep hoping that someday they'll be able to afford to print it, so they won't give it to me. Meanwhile, I could be self-publishing this book and selling it at conventions, you know. But I told them that, and we're talking to their lawyers now to see if we can find a way for them to loosen the grip and let me just self-publish it. I told them I'd even give them like a 5% of sales, you know. So they said that's a good idea. So hopefully that'll happen, and I'll be able to, you know, print them up myself. Because, you know, I sell a lot of them at conventions, you know, especially at the bigger conventions. Like I've been selling this book here as a preview of another story I'm working on called Mr. Average, and I've been selling these at this convention here, and this is a small convention. I've been selling tons of these. If you guys want one too, after we speak, you can come up here and I'll sign anything you want signed. Or if you want to buy one of these, it's $5, and what I'll do is draw a picture of your favorite character I do a voice for in the back. But yeah, but if I've actually printed up, you know, a manga and sold it, I'm sure I could sell tons of them.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this just came in. I'm Sonny Strait. I'm the voice of Krillin from Dragon Ball Z. Also Maes Hughes from Full Metal Alchemist. The original Toonami Tom. Kyuzo from Samurai 7. What else did I do? Lupin the Third. Usopp. One Piece. Yeah.
Ooh.
I was the original Toonami Tom. What? It's hard to do without a microphone because I got right up on that microphone. And I was like, and now it's time for the greatest action cartoon ever made. Dragon Ball Z is next.
I remember that. How many
the
times
good
did you
old
have to
days.
record it over and over and over again to get it just the way they wanted it?
Not too much because it's very close to my morning voice when I first wake up. And they usually had the sessions in the morning, so I just came in there and just talked, you know, and it was just real relaxed. And it was kind of cool getting that part because they had a nationwide audition with all the studios that send them animation. And they picked people from the studios they wanted to come in and audition. And they picked me to audition from Funimation, and Chris Sabat, who does Vegeta and Piccolo, and also Linda Chambers, who does Frieza. So they really had no idea what they
voiced by a
wanted.
woman.
I mean, it's very,
Wasn't a woman,
very,
but
very
we knew.
So they asked us all to come in there, and they gave, before we came in, the weekend before, they gave us VHS. It's a tape. You guys probably don't know what those are. But it was just Toonami Tom walking around, and they didn't give us any direction. Just come up with a voice for this. So we're all like thinking of robot voices and things like that, right? And then we get up there and says, no, we don't want a robot voice. And luckily I auditioned last, and I heard he talked to Chris Sabat. Chris was like, well, what do you want? He said, oh, just your natural voice. He goes, what are you talking about? And then the same thing happened to Linda, and so I went in there, and I could tell they're really looking for a punk, you know? So I said, you mean to tell me that I spent the entire weekend developing this really cool robot voice, and you don't even want to hear it? And they went, well, I guess we could hear it. Okay, good, because here, I'm going to give it to you anyway. They said, okay. So I gave it to them, and it was terrible. And they said, that's terrible. I said, I know, but I just wanted to do it. I said, so what are you looking for? And he goes, I think you know what we're looking for. We're looking for what you're doing right now. And I went, okay. And so I read it and got the part.
Cool.
How many takes do you have to do for voice acting? Like say one sentence. How many times do you have to do that?
It depends. It depends on how many Japanese words are in it. Sometimes those pronunciations are very difficult to do. But generally, I mean, I've been doing this 12 years, so I average 1 or 2 takes. Occasionally, like if it's a new character, you know, it may take me 4 or 5. You know, but not like for every line. But and if, like I said, if there's a lot of Japanese words in it, that's what kills me. I'm like, really? We can't just call him Tom? And it's supposed to be taking place in New York City, and the guy's name is okay. Can't say that. Certainly can't say it fast. But yeah, usually about 1 or 2 takes. Do you guys have any other questions? For people who just came in, I'm also a comic book artist.